Good morning. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and peace for justice, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. Welcome to the soul of Sunday. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology. We affirm the worth and dignity of every being, and that we are all deeply interconnected. We are bound to one another, not by creed, but by covenant. And we are called to love with open minds, open hearts, and open hands. Whoever you are, those of all nations, all creeds, all colors, all kinds of love, you are welcome here.
Good morning. I'm Beth Robbins, Executive Minister here at Arlington Street. Reverend Parisa and I are joined by Worship Coordinator Rebecca Parkhill, Director of Music Mark David Buckles, and our Arlington Street Church Choir in leading this Music Sunday worship today. We couldn't do this without our student minister, Kel Alford, supporting the Zoom congregation, as well as the tech team, greeters, ushers, worship team, and coffee hour hosts. Thank you, friends. I want to offer a special welcome to all of our guest musicians, and to say welcome home to our own Daniel Rosenzweig. Daniel, it's always a joy to be with you. Also, welcome to Glenn Rappaport, who is here from Colorado, visiting his lifelong best friend and our beloved student minister, Kel Alford. It's great to see you, Glenn. Welcome. If you are also new to Arlington Street, welcome. We are so glad you're here and hope that you'll stay connected. Please visit our website at ascboston.org and sign up for Snapshot, our weekly e-newsletter. On the last pages of the order of service, you'll find information on upcoming Arlington Street events. There's lots going on, both in person and on Zoom, and we'd love to see you this week. If you came in this morning with a joy or a concern in your heart, you're invited to light a candle at home and share in the chat, or come up and light a silent candle at the table to the right of the Gleason podium. Please plan to stay after today's service to visit. If you're online, you're invited to remain in the Arlington Street Zoom room for a virtual coffee hour. The in-person congregation will gather in the Honeywell Chapel, right through the leather door up front. After coffee hour, I hope those of you who are here in person will join me in the annual tradition of bringing in the greens. It's always a lot of fun to decorate our beautiful sanctuary for the holidays under the direction of our very own elf jefe, Kevin Terrell. Thank you, Kevin. And now, as we begin our greetings, Rich is going to turn the camera on the in-person congregation as we wave and smile at each other, as well as at our friends in the Zoom room. And all of you in the Zoom room can wave and smile back. This is always one of my favorite parts of the service. Hello, friends. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, Welcome home.
What an exalted way to begin our worship. Our opening words this morning are, "But We Had Music" by Maria Popova. Right this minute, across time zones and opinions, people are making plans, making meals, making promises and poems, while at the center of our galaxy, a black hole with the mass of 4 billion suns screams its open mouth kiss to oblivion. Someday, it will swallow Euclid's postulates and the Goldberg variations, swallow calculus and leaves of grass. I know this, and still, when the constellation of starlings flickers across the evening sky, it is enough to stand here for an irrevocable minute, agape with wonder. It is eternity. In the spirit of all that illuminates our wonder, brings to light greater truth, and points us toward eternity, in celebration of the music that lifts our hearts, comforts our spirits, and moves us forward, we light our chalice this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Our opening hymn is "We Give Thanks." It can be found in the Teal Hymnal, number 1010, or in your order of service, or in the chat. It's a call and response, so Andrew's going to be doing the call, and Hannah's going to be doing the response. It's easier for y'all to do the response, but you do you. Can you give me D major, please? So it'll go like, "Oh, we give thanks, oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for this precious day," etc. And we'll sing through the whole thing like that. Let's rise in body, rise in spirit, and we'll sing together, "We Give Thanks."
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved community is. We need one another. Whether together or apart, may we stay very close. Let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
A candle of care and healing prayers for Joe Della Penna as he recovers from surgery. A mixed candle from Harriet Hury, offering much gratitude for healing from surgery and making it through other hurdles with my health. And also, deep caring for my friend Sage, who's in the final stages of cancer, but where she wants to be, back home in India. A mixed candle from Kel Alford. For the blessing that is my mom, for my mom Joan, who taught me so much about how to make a home and mother well. For all the joy and all the love that was present this week in her home in Denver as we gathered family together, children, partners, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And for all the sorrow we feel, learning to say goodbye as she journeys toward comfort and peace in hospice. Our final candle of sorrow is from the Arlington Street community, sending much love and our prayers for comfort and peace to Art Oxnard and Eleanor Nettleton as Art enters hospice care.
Some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
A candle of joy from Phoebe Albs. To my best friend, Sophia. I'm so incredibly happy that you are home, and I am so proud of you for balancing taking risks and knowing yourself. I love you. Our final candle of joy is from Jairo Gonzalez, who says, I have my legal name change appointment set for Monday. I'm so grateful for the friends I've made here who've been checking in on me and my partner post-election. Trans joy is radical joy. Congratulations, Jairo.
For all the sorrows and all the joys we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our country, for all nations, and for all beings. Amen.
Please join in saying the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in the order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another.
El amor es el espíritu de nuestra congregación y el servicio es nuestro regalo. Esto es a lo que nos comprometemos, convivir en paz, hablar nuestras verdades con amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros.
This morning's reading is from Art for Art's Sake by E.M. Forster in his 1949 address to the American Academy of Arts and Letters. A work of art is the only material object in the universe which may possess internal harmony. All the others have been pressed into shape from outside, and when their mold is removed, they collapse. The work of art stands up by itself, and nothing else does. It achieves something which has often been promised by society, but always delusively. Ancient Athens made a mess, but the Antigone stands up. Renaissance Rome made a mess, but the ceiling of the Sistine got painted. James I made a mess, but there was Macbeth. Louis XIV, but there was Phaedra. Art is the one orderly product which our muddling race has produced. It is the cry of 1,000 sentinels, the echo from 1,000 labyrinths. It is the lighthouse which cannot be hidden. Society can only represent a fragment of the human spirit, and that other fragment can only get expressed through art. Looking back into the past, it seems to me that that is all there has ever been: vantage grounds for discussion and creation. Little vantage grounds in the changing chaos, where bubbles have been blown and webs spun, and the desire to create order has found temporary gratification. And the sentinels have managed to utter their challenges, and the huntsmen, though lost individually, have heard each other's calls through the impenetrable wood, and the lighthouses have never ceased sweeping the thankless seas.
Our next hymn is a variation on the chorus of Leonard Cohen's Anthem. It invites us to be open to making a bit of a mess, as it were. It says, "Forget your perfect offering." That's just sing the song that you can sing. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. You've probably heard that lyric in that story before. It's a call and response. So I invite us to rise in body and rise in spirit. I'm going to sing the call part. And once again, you can sing with me if you want, but it's a little easier to sing the response, which Jay will be singing. So it goes like this. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
Now this part's a little faster back and forth. It goes, that's how
the light
gets in.
That's how the light gets in.
That's how
the light
gets in.
That's how the light gets in.
Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's how the light gets in.
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 Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's how the light gets in.
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 Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's how the light gets in.
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 Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's how the light gets in.
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 Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
Just sing the song that you can sing.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's how the light gets in.
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 It's never felt so energizing to realize there is a crack in everything. Since I arrived here at Arlington Street Church, and especially in the last couple of weeks, I've found myself in moments of wondering or concern or occasional overwhelm, stepping out of the minister's study and into this gorgeous sanctuary. It really does take my breath away every time. Lately, I've been taking a little more time with these glorious windows that bound our worship space. During these last few weeks of sunshine, the afternoon light streaming through on this Boylston Street side, through the images, has been breathtaking. In the midst of the heartache so many of us are holding as the results of our recent election, these exquisite colors and painstaking artistry have offered a silent prayer, a benediction. You may have heard that these windows were made by the studio of Louis Comfort Tiffany, a fact that has inspired great pride and great generosity in the stewardship of this building. It draws tourists year-round. And you may also have heard about the biblical images and stories in the windows and the fact that they're a little unorthodox for their times. All of this is certainly in keeping with our Unitarian and now Unitarian Universalist brand. But in these last couple of weeks, what has really captivated me about the windows is the knowledge that Louis Comfort Tiffany, in his study of the art of glassmaking, was surrounded at the time by a fashion in the United States that involved removing all impurities from the glass in order to get the most consistent, uniform look possible. And then, as needed, glass would be painted, stained for its effect. But on Tiffany's travels to Europe, he noted that the ancient glass art of Rome and Venice was much more varied in color and texture, with a vibrancy that couldn't be achieved with the methods of purification he had learned in the United States. What he learned was that leaving bits of metal and other detritus in the glass was key to creating a whole range of colors and textures. The grit and grime, the bits of metal or earth or other elements were key to making all of those other types of art glass around the world. Forget your perfect offering. The aim for purity, for perfection, according to understood metrics, had Tiffany continued to conform to it, would have prevented us ever experiencing the splendor that surrounds us here. By looking at those past practices, he literally forged a future that continues to take our breath away. He looked for beauty when those around him were looking for perfection. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. As we sit bathed in the light that flows through these windows on any given day, we're held by a testament to the faith, the creative imagination, and the sheer staying power of these human creations that remind us of divine stories. More than half of these windows have held and shown light through 2 world wars, the Great Depression, the Civil Rights era, the moon landing, Watergate, the Boston busing crisis, the AIDS epidemic. And they have silently blessed marriages for couples of all kinds, long before that was considered okay. They've held funerals of great beloved members for decades. Their one job through all of that was to hold and share the light. What a job they have done. Those of us blessed to be gathering here for worship in person or on Zoom are inheritors of the grace of their silent witness, their perseverance, most of all, their beauty. And now we gather here with our personal griefs and losses, our heartbreaks and our failures, with all of our hope and joy and celebration. And it's ours to determine how to live in the midst of the messy muddle of this human world. The fragments of the human spirit we gather together in community are what E.M. Forster calls the vantage ground for discussion and creation. Little vantage grounds in the changing chaos, where bubbles have been blown, and bubbles are blown each week here, and webs spun, and the desire to create order has found temporary gratification. Vantage grounds for discussion and creation. We don't often think about our discussion time as a time of making art. But I have a story for you. In April of 2017, just a few months after the inauguration of our 45th president, my work in a dialogue organization took me to the Park County Library in Cody, Wyoming. We were in the school district of the Wapiti School, a one-room rural school that had just gotten national attention as Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos had named it as a place they ought to have guns on hand to keep away the grizzlies. And there, in the modern, beautiful library that was the pride and joy of the town of Cody, we had 100 community members in cowboy hats and bolo ties, in Patagonia fleece and Birkenstocks, gathered, carefully invited from all across the political spectrum to talk about guns in schools. After a preparatory workshop, we split into small groups for discussion of the topic at hand. Our first question: tell us a story from your experience that can help us understand how you came to your position about guns in schools. Around our small group, we heard from rural folks for whom learning gun safety and practicing hunting was a profound way to connect with their family lineage, to feel themselves dependent upon larger forces of nature for their survival, at one with creation. Guns for them were a symbol of safety, of survival, of community care in a precarious world. And we heard from urban folks for whom guns were associated primarily with crime and a lack of safety, who had lost friends or family members to gun violence and who feared for their lives with the presence of firearms in the open carry state of Wyoming. We heard from someone whose parent ended their own life with a gun, and someone who had been saved from a violent attack by the presence of a gun. Each of the stories around the circle brought tears to the eyes of both teller and listener. We had arrived at holy ground. The cracks in our lives that had brought us to a particular place were starting to be seen. And through them shone both the pain and the virtue of each person who shared. All of the stories were tethered to grief and fear and heartbreak. And within an hour, we had found a very simple common ground. No one wanted to be living in a place where their children were not safe in school. People who had very similar stories of experiences with guns in their history arrived at very different positions on the issue. And once they knew each other's heartbreak, there was no going back. They were invested in each other, in each other's well-being, in each other's care from that new vantage ground. We ended the afternoon with hugs and commitments to continue the conversation. "This was great, but you didn't bring any of the difficult people," said one woman. Yet the forms that everyone had completed to register included folks who called themselves the good guys with the guns as well as members of Moms Demand Action, proud NRA members who had been sitting with peace activists all day, unawares. What made a difference was starting with the stories, beginning where the cracks open us up, inviting a different place of listening, cultivating that vantage ground for discussion and creation. The cracks in the vulnerable stories let light in and also send that deep beacon of yearning out to touch the hearts of others. Had we begun the conversation with, "Defend your position on guns in schools," and asked for their perfect offering of an argument, we would not have seen the cracks. The light could not have passed among us. The cracks in those broken hearts created a pathway to healing, led the way to a story of our shared humanity and our deepest longings and connections that run even deeper than our irreconcilable differences. Whether or not we will ever agree on politics, the moments that we can find one another in this way are art. Art in the sense of its Latin root, artus, to join together. The artist brings together that which we are told must be separate, and it creates a connection that allows something new to emerge. An offering, an imperfect offering. Just as articulation makes it possible for our bones to join together and do new things, and putting words together articulately brings us to new meanings and understanding. The very purpose of art is to show us a way between the world's certainties that opens up new horizons. In the 8 years I was doing dialogue work professionally, and still as I lead and facilitate conversations, I'm moved by the beauty of those new vistas that we glimpse when we open ourselves with ample preparation, intention, and care. There are hundreds of organizations operating around the world doing this work, aiming at building peace and forging creative solutions to the world's biggest conflicts. A cynic might respond, "Well, you wouldn't know it from today's state of affairs." But we don't know yet, right? What time horizon is needed for the full realization of this human art of connection? We don't know. But we do have evidence of its beauty and power on a small scale among us, in those moments when we let the light in and mark its presence and its power. It is easy, once someone is used to the windows in this sanctuary, to rush past them with a shrug, to forget their exquisite craft and to go on about our business, forgetting. The windows don't care. The craft people who labored over them are long gone. And yet they stand through decades, some of them a full century now, of human advances and setbacks, in their glorious silence, inviting us to lift our gaze, to notice, to name and to honor the beauty that's found in imperfections, the care and attention that is needed to draw out and be moved by that beauty, the stories that need to be told. Art is the lighthouse which cannot be hidden and continues to sweep the thankless seas of our chaotic world. As we sit with our own fear and worry and our questions about how we'll make it through this time, we need the timeless work that lifts our hearts and minds to those new vantage grounds. Whether we're gazing upon the subversive and provocative graffiti of Banksy or the desert paintings of Georgia O'Keeffe, listening to Mendelssohn or Madonna, encountering the pyramids of Giza or the sculptures in our own public garden, we are experiencing the ways that others before us have found to meet their own moments of aching for a different world and in so doing offered us some brilliant light to guide our way. I know I'm sending you into a week where most of us will be practicing the human art of gathering. And as we encounter our friends and family over these holidays, what if we make it a point to seek some new vantage grounds? Take a moment to ask Uncle Bill to tell a story from his life that tells about why he believes what he does about immigration. Tell a story from your own that might help someone understand why you care about the rights of trans and non-binary folk. To share not looking for beauty, for perfection or purity, but opening to beauty. And if all that is too much, too raw, I hope that we will remember to look and look again to the lighthouses of the art that surrounds us, for sustenance, for care, for inspiration. Art asks nothing of us but our attention, especially when the tumult of the moment is deep and disorienting. Art makes it possible for us to be moved, and in our moving, to create a new work of art of our own. Let us feel and notice not just our own broken edges, but also the light they let in and the light they shine out. Let's let its healing power connect us, move us, and guide us on. Amen. My friends, Arlington Street Church is entirely self-sustaining. We Unitarian Universalists pride ourselves on the self-government of each congregation individually, which means there is no one sending us checks. It's up to us, and our generosity continues to be astounding. Thank you for your continued commitment to our staff, our building, and our beloved spiritual community. This week, our offering is dedicated to the music programs here at Arlington Street. The music you're hearing this morning is the meeting of the past, present, and future. 3 major pieces of music that speak to human cries to the holy from different times in history. A prayer for peace, a plea for help, a celebration of God's glory. All of them performed by present-day musicians here. Artists working at their craft, shaping the interpretation of the faith, the feeling, the composition of those ancients for us here today. No other venue gives us the great blessing of the kind of immediacy and access to both performed and participatory music live each and every week. And it does not happen by accident, my friends. Our ongoing exaltation in our worship celebrations requires a devotion to supporting our musicians. We are so blessed to have the exquisite skill and training and soulful creativity of Mark David Buckles as our music director, and his genius in bringing on our section leaders, Beck Zare, Shay Brown, Hannah Shanefield, Andrew Stackhouse, Samuel Agrego, and bringing back Daniel Rosenzweig, cultivating our devoted choir, bringing in this wonderful orchestra, infusing our worship that echoes through the ages right alongside new compositions and arrangements. Supporting us through all of this, we have Youngju Young, who magically finds pieces that work with our theme every week and grounds our choral performances. And where else could we find the great talent and devotion of artists in residence like Roger Vine and Joe Della Penna? You may not consider yourselves landed gentry or part of the elite, but this morning's offering is an opportunity for us all to be patrons of the arts by being patrons of these artists who are offering healing, hope, and light to the world in this challenging time, whose craft it is to shape human yearning into human healing. So if you have ever left worship continuing to hum a hymn or a ritual song, or feeling the fact that where you go, I will go, my beloved, if you found a balm for your aching heart and a piece of music on any Sunday, and especially if it happens for you every Sunday, I ask you to consider what it's worth to keep that going, to know it will be here reliably, to touch your grief, to lift your celebrations, to inspire us all to move forward with grace. Is it $50, $500, $5,000? Only you can know the value of this great gift and how you want to honor it in your life. So please take a moment now and join me in giving to sustain our beloved Arlington Street and its music programs. You can give online at ascboston.org or find instructions in your order of service for giving via QR code, Venmo, or text message. You can always do it the old-fashioned way and mail a check to the church or use the envelopes in the pews. Thank you for your generosity. Please join me in prayer. Holy oneness, we are people of great promise and of great regret, people of deep yearning and deep fear, people of abiding hope and perpetual frustration. Help us to be one another's companions in lifting our eyes to new horizons, to sharing the light buried under the struggles of our lives. Guide us to ways of knowing that remind us we are part of long ages of history, arcs that we will not complete, but also must not abandon. Let us look to one another in celebration. Let us hold one another in mourning, laugh together at our stumbling, and lean in hard to our growth and learning. May we remember to stand in awe for an irrevocable minute, agape with wonder before the miracles of nature and of humanity, to glimpse eternity. In the name of each ounce of holiness we hold and that we offer. Amen.
Our final hymn is Better Days, written by Pat Humphreys and Sandy O of Emma's Revolution. You can sing all of the words. They'll be led by Beck Zare, but there's also a very simple echo part built into the song. It was written to be a UU hymn, believe it or not. And so there's a line and then there's a response. The first verse, the response is in the light every time. Can you give me the key, Hyungju? So the lead will go, we have come, and then everyone goes, in the light to this place. You try it. In the light with our hearts, in the light. Right, so it goes like that, and then the second verse becomes in the dark, and the third verse, we begin. You're welcome to sing along with all of the words of the chorus as well, but that's the most easy part to catch on. I invite us to rise in body, rise in spirit. Let's sing together, Better Days.
We reveal. Let us sing.
As our benediction, I invite those of you on Zoom to put a hand on each side of your square. Those of you in the sanctuary to reach out your hands, palms out, and send loving kindness to the people on your left and your right in circles that go on and on throughout this town, throughout wherever you are, beyond your living room or your bedroom, into this aching world. And as you send that out, feel that loving kindness coming right back to you, and bring your hands to heart center. And know that we have all that we need to renew, to release, to rebuild, to believe. Let us sing for today, giving hope, creating, showing love. Let us go in peace to be a light of peace in the world. The service begins when the service ends. Amen.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your
Please visit ascboston.org for more information about this historic Unitarian Universalist congregation. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.